Welcome, everybody, to the Symphony of Possibilities. I'm streaming live from the ocean, actually. I'm in a private space, but it is beautiful here. So you've got ocean-drenched Robin this morning, or this afternoon, not morning, or whenever you are listening to it. For those of you here live, you've got ocean-drenched Robin, sun-kissed. And I'm really happy to be tuning in to the symphony, which is the energy, which is the universal energy. And I used to always feel it as like this undercurrent of energy beneath, like running beneath everything. And that's really interesting. I didn't have a word for it at the time, but I felt this energy running. And I'm just going to engage the energy now so we can all feel it. And just invite you, before I continue that story, to, if you can, to sit down, lie down, close your eyes, and just receive. Because this Symphony of Possibilities is all about receiving. In fact, those of you that have been here live before know that at a certain point, when I just, sort of get the intuition, I just stop and let you just be with the energy ongoing. So those of you here live, again, I invite you to just relax, close your eyes. I'm just going to continue tuning in. I'm going to continue tuning in to the energy, which now I call the Symphony of Possibilities. I know that there are different words for this energy. The way that I used to perceive it, what I was about to share, is this undercurrent of flow and energy, but more like water flowing underneath our lives. And that flow, that water, that river, that energy is the current of our lives. That's natural, that's organic. I don't mean organically grown. That's natural, organic, and just part of who we are and part of what's available to us in our existence. And that all we needed to do, this is my understanding a few years ago, like all we needed to do was just tap into that and just let ourselves be taken with the energy, let ourselves flow with the energy. But instead, myself included, in our lifetime, we don't do that, because I don't know about you, but I wasn't taught to do that. So instead, we try to swim upstream, and we try to swim to the left, and we try to swim to the right, and we try to do this and that. And it's all this efforting, when all we actually need to do, or desire to do, actually, and are required to do, I'll say it that way, is just lie back and let the current take us to the places that we can travel to in our lives. And so for many years, I was aware of that energy, aware that I could touch it, aware that it was available and accessible. Aware when I was allowing myself to be in that energy, and when I wasn't, when I was resisting it. And now, years later, this other energy that I was introduced to, called the Symphony of Possibilities, which is described as, similarly, the universal energy that is like a symphony, because it's got many parts, sounds, many angles, many frequencies, different vibrations, but they all come together in a beautiful arrangement for us to tap into. And in the same way as you can allow yourself to float down the river, it reminds me of those, since it's summertime right now, what do they call it? When you're with a family or a child and you put yourself into a tube and you just sort of float down the river.
Winding river.
Winding river. Thank you. Yes. Winding river. Somebody else was telling me about this the other day, going to one. And it's just the perfect experience and the perfect metaphor. And then we've got this symphony of energies that kind of do the same thing if we just let ourselves relax into the vibration and allow the movement, like a symphony moves, right? And any of you that have listened to a symphony, either in person or on the radio, it's moving, it's powerful, it's twisting and turning, it has direction, it has purpose, it has a point, it has a focus. Sometimes it gets chaos, then it comes back in resolution. And such a beautiful metaphor for our lives. We can be out in the chaos, we can be in the resistance, we can be in the dissonance, and then we can choose to come back to the flow, to the natural flow, where there's nothing but ease, nothing but relaxation and joy and curiosity and wonder, like, where is this going? How long is it going to be? What will it be like? So just inviting those of you listening to relax your bodies, expand your energy fields. If you haven't already, just expand out all the way as far as you can into the infinite space. And perhaps imagine yourself in one of those two metaphors, whichever one resonates for you right now. I'm just allowing the energy of the symphony to come more strongly to all of us. And as you feel it, if you do notice it, it's very fluffy and soft around the edges, like a cloud right now. You might also instead want to see yourself in a tube on the river, or no tube, just allowing yourself to rest and float down the river, on the clouds. Whichever you choose for this moment is perfect for you. Because whatever space you find yourself in this symphony, you're in a space of allowance, which is quite different than the kind of the purposefulness that most people, or that this reality tells us is the way to be. Like, wake up, set an intention, have a goal, have a to-do list, have an agenda, do those things, and feel accomplished. Yes, I've accomplished something. And that does feel good. That can feel awesome. But it can also feel stressful. Like, what if you woke up every morning and just tuned into this energy of the symphony, and then allowed information to come to you about what was next? Maybe you're not hungry first thing in the morning, and you eat breakfast because that's what this reality tells you is supposed to happen in the morning. But what if that's not your truth and your reality and your authenticity? What if you allowed yourself every 10 seconds to make a different choice? Maybe in the first 10 seconds of the day, it's just about taking in the sunshine, the daylight, the nature around you. Ground yourself to the newness of the moment. And then what if 10 seconds later there's something else or not? I love this practice of 10-second increments. I used it the other day when I was in a dance class, and I was, while I was dancing, I was having some nostalgia. Well, not nostalgia, actually. Well, yeah, nostalgia about a place that I typically dance. And I wasn't going to be there this summer. And so the image of being there would pop in, and then I would start to feel sad. It's right in the middle of dancing. It's like no such thing as feeling sad when one is in the middle of dancing, in my opinion, my point of view. So it was so amazing. I said to myself, you know what? Let's just take the next 10 seconds, stay present with this particular dance that I was doing, and see how that is. And so I spent approximately 10 seconds, just like really enjoying the moment, really enjoying the moves that the teacher was guiding us with, really enjoying my body, really enjoying seeing myself in the mirror, dancing. And I was like, okay. And then nostalgia would show up again. I was like, okay, 10 more seconds. You can do this. You can have 10 seconds of total joy in this moment, dancing here in this location, in this spot with these people, this particular teacher, and this body in this moment. And I did that, I don't know, 20 times in that class. And I had such an amazing time and such an amazing experience. I left feeling so incredibly joyful and so happy, just like ready to start my day with so much good energy. So perhaps the invitation of today's symphony, because I never know what it's going to be. I have no idea. I had no idea what I was going to say, or that I was going to tell you that story, or that we'd be tuning in to the 10-second practice, this practice of 10 seconds. Like, what if when you're in a space of like, or worse than what if you're in a space of deep sadness or nostalgia or regret or blame or shame, any of these, what we call in access consciousness, we call them distractor implants. Why? Because they distract us from being in the moment. All of these quote unquote feelings or experiences, perceptions. So what if when you find yourself in one of those spaces, you invite the practice of 10-second increments. 10 seconds of presence and joy. 10 seconds of awareness. Just 10 seconds. 10 seconds is so fast. Oh my goodness. Very fast. So tuning in again to that cloud, that floating cloud of energy that is the symphony today. It's just so light, so beautiful. Yeah. Just allow the energy to travel where it wants to travel. Maybe there's something in your body. Maybe it's like your physical heart or your energetic heart that needs some love, some connection, some attention. Just allow the energy of the symphony to land and expand in exactly the right way, in exactly the right place, in exactly the right moment for you. Because consciousness has our back, and it's always exactly that right moment, that right space, and that right place. So as we do, we're going to let this energy continue running. And just saying that today, it looks like it's running. Let me just make sure I have that right. It looks like it's running for another 20 minutes, maybe longer. Of course, you can tune into it anytime. Just invite yourself to the symphony of possibilities. Lower your walls and barriers, expand your being, and allow yourself to receive. And tune in, if you practice this on your own, tune in to that universal flow. However it comes to you. Again, whether you're on a cloud or in the water, someplace else, just notice that there's a universal flow that is so filled with ease that you need do nothing but allow. And actually, I'm going to end with putting those two things together. The 10-second practice of allowance. What if you take 10 seconds and allow those 10 seconds to be complete allowance in the moment? No doing, no thinking, no to-do list, no purpose for today, no agenda, just 10 seconds of allowance. Right now, present and allowing. And then another 10 seconds. Imagine letting go of all that control and being in allowance. That is just incredibly beautiful and a steep and deep invitation. So I look forward to hearing how that goes for those of you that choose to practice. Remember that choice creates. So if you choose that practice, I wonder what you'll create in your life. And me too. So with that, I'm wishing you all a beautiful rest of your day, time, night, depending on when you're listening in. And I look forward to being with you again next week or sooner. Have a blessed day.